All right, as we approach Memorial Day weekend, we remember all of the men and women in the military who gave their life serving our country. Cheddar joined the Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation at PepsiCo headquarters in Purchase, New York, to see how this organization is supporting the families of our fallen soldiers. Take a look. All right, we are thrilled to be joined now by David Kim, co-founder and CEO of the Fallen Patriots Foundation, and Jim Farrell, Senior Vice President of Supply Chain at PepsiCo Beverages North America. Great to see you guys, although I didn't get the suit memo. You guys look really good.
You do too.
Phil underdressed. David, I want to start with you and back to the roots of this foundation and why Children of Fallen Patriots became so important to you.
Well, I was in the Army in the late 80s when we were deployed to Panama in 1989 as part of Operation Just Cause. And unfortunately, a sergeant in same battalion was killed in action. And that was a few days before Christmas, and he had a daughter due in March. And so I didn't know him personally, but he was the only member of our unit who was killed. And so that, hit all of us pretty hard, and it just stuck with me around what was going to happen to his daughter. And of course, there are many thousands of kids like her lose a parent, not only in combat, training, suicide, other duty-related illnesses. And so many years later, that's why we started the foundation as part of the memory of our fallen heroes. And I think the best way we could do that is by taking care of the people they love most.
Children of Fallen Patriots Foundation awards college scholarships to those who lost a parent in the line of duty. How difficult is it, David, for those spouses who did lose?
Yeah, it is pretty tough. 97% of the time, it's the father who's killed. And so mom is left trying to raise two kids, got to move back home. They're making on average less than $55,000 a year. So it's really tough to make ends meet. And then there are government programs, but it does not cover the full cost of college. It leaves a gap of $25,000 for one student for 4 years. And so that's the gap that we're filling.
More than half of fallen patriots' spouses make less than $50,000 a year, so some huge need. Jim, why does this align with the values of Pepsi? What attracted you to the partnership?
So about 9 years ago, we were thinking about doing something that we could recognize Memorial Day. And one of the things I do at PepsiCo, in addition to my normal job, is I lead the veterans group. We have a resource group for that. And we had plenty of events at our headquarters locations, like here in New York. But we wanted to do something for the thousands of veterans that we have out in what we call our field operation. The people driving the trucks, working in the warehouses, merchandising the product. And how could we connect with those veterans? So we had received a flag from a unit that we had provided care packages to as a token of appreciation that were in Afghanistan. And I wonder if we could just relay this flag across the country in the normal course of business. So we call that winning with Pep Positive at PepsiCo. It's just doing good while you're doing your job, and this was a good fit. So all these relay loads that we ship the flag across the country are normal course of business. And it's one veteran handing the flag off to the next, and it literally finds its way back here to New York for its headquarters. When we were thinking about the cause, and we were doing this for Memorial Day, the first year in 2015, and we wanted to pick a cause that would be appropriate for Memorial Day to really value the purpose of Memorial Day, which is to remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. And what better way to team up with David? I had been watching the work that they were doing. It was just fantastic, and it was very appropriate. So we chose them as the charity that we would roll for with Rolling Remembrance.
As a supply chain guy, I want you to break down kind of logistically how this 14,000-mile journey works and the role veterans play in the Rolling Remembrance.
Right. Actually, when we first thought of it, was this going to be a team building exercise? It was this, could we actually get this flag across the country, literally handing it?
And the flag's from combat.
The flag was flown in combat and with 101st Airborne, and it was provided to us as a token of appreciation. And so the drivers will sometimes the handoffs are at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the whole facility will come out and see them and really cheer them on and raise funds in each of the different communities that we go through at the stops. And it's really been a great way for our veterans to give back and do something where they can still serve even though they're not in uniform anymore. They're so humbled to be part of this and really represent all of our veterans across PepsiCo, but also do it in the communities that they live and work in. which is really great. And that first year we raised $25,000. This year we look like we're going to probably raise over $500,000 on this campaign. So we've really been able to expand it.
And what does it mean to some of these children who have lost a parent to be able to go to college? I saw some interviews on your website where some kids said college wasn't an option for them. They didn't even think about it until you guys came in. So what does this opportunity mean to some of them?
Yeah, it's really transformative for their lives because, of course, they've had a huge hole torn in their life, the loss of that parent, with financial circumstances that they're left in, and oftentimes we hear from our children that they didn't want to put even more burden on mom, right, who had to struggle with raising them, because typically the casualty happens when the children are very young, so it's a long time until they're ready for college, and college is daunting for anybody, and so to be able to achieve their dreams is really what their parents would have wanted for them. And that's a beautiful part of our mission, is that everyone who's partaking is making that dream come true for their children. I think their parents in heaven really appreciate that.
3 parents who all know how difficult it is to put kids through college. It is getting more expensive every year. Jim, if you could weigh in on that and just what it means to you guys to be able to provide that kind of opportunity.
Yeah, I think, it really is an investment in their future. And if you think about these people who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, they gave up their ability to live a full life and all the milestones that come with that, weddings and college graduations and so forth. And they gave that up because they were defending our freedom. And it's such a great way to be able to step in and help them on their behalf, because they're not here to do it, and provide that child something that will last a lifetime.
I just want to say another thing we hear from our families, that in addition to the financial aid, how important it is, it's also equally as important the fact that they know that their fellow Americans honor their sacrifice and that they're not forgotten, that their casualty could have happened 15 years ago in Iraq. We're still going to be here for them. Their fellow Americans are still going to be here for them to take care of. That means the world to our families.
If you could just weigh in on that. And I see a great deal of the effort here is also to remember and to honor the accomplishments and the bravery of our troops.
It's in the name itself, Rolling Remembrance. And it is designed to remember it, because that is a very thing that we can do for the families, just to let them know that their loved one's sacrifice was not forgotten. And what a better time to do that than on Memorial Day itself.
It's really a nice message as we approach Memorial Day. Jim, good to see you. Thank you. David,
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you for your service and what you're both doing for this country. Appreciate it.